Next thing you know, you finding yourself about to drown because you like, oh, I thought I could handle all this, but this is too much. What's going on, family? It's your girl Titanium Moss, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I talk about sexual wellness, fashion, lifestyle, career, entrepreneurship advice. So if any of those things are of interest to you, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so you can become part of the family too. And for all my returning viewers, hey family, what's going on? Thanks so much for coming back and clicking on another video from your girl. So we're back at it again with another social work series. So this topic is something that has been requested a while ago, but I thought I did a video similar to this, but I'm gonna go ahead and run it back or whatnot because I definitely think it'll be beneficial for my new people out in the field and also people that are a little more seasoned. But today we are talking about how we can prevent burnout, honey. Ooh, child, something that I feel like we all gonna experience at one point in our social work careers and in any other profession, you know, or whatnot. So if you guys are interested in hearing my thoughts on this, y'all know what to do. Give this video a thumbs up and let's get started. Y'all, so y'all know me, y'all know I love self-care. I am definitely a huge advocate for self-care, and I understand the importance that it has on the brain when it comes to just being able to stay on that straight and narrow mentally and just keeping yourself in a very sane place. So the first step to preventing burnout in the field would be to recognize the signs early. Oftentimes we wait until it's a little bit too late to speak up about things, or we notice like certain patterns in ourselves. We wait until it starts to get out of control. Recognize it as soon as you start seeing it. You're falling asleep more often. You're not as interested in work. You find yourself not getting your work done in a timely manner no more. You are constantly snappy with other people. So those are like some certain signs that you might notice in yourself when you're experiencing burnout. Fatigueness, like starting to be careless when it comes to just everything, becoming sad or depressed even to some degrees, just different things that you're noticing in yourself that you typically wouldn't act like. So when you start to recognize, okay, I'm acting a little weird than what I usually would, it will bring you on to the next step. Know when to take a break. We all deserve a break, and I think sometimes, especially as workaholics, we like to work until we can't work anymore. But trust me, one day that body's gonna be like, girl, I can't do it. So take a break. I feel like once a month is really reasonable, as far as like if it's taking a vacation, a staycation, just something small for yourself. Even if it's just a day, you going and getting away for a little bit. It is so important to recharge and refill yourself, because if you want to be able to last in this field and go a long way, you're gonna have to make sure that you are taking care of yourself mentally and physically, and taking breaks when you notice that your body is not in the right state of mind, or your mental either. That's going to help you in the long run, like I said. Which brings us to our next point. Schedule time in your week where you do something non-work related. My job, this is a little difficult for me because I bring my work with me sometimes home. And so I have to do like my notes and stuff like that after I meet with my clients or whatever. I've been trying to get more intentional with getting it done at an earlier time, speaking my notes into my phone, things of that sort, so I don't have too much to do by the time I get into my house or whatever. But just like I said, once a week, or just have certain times throughout the week where you're not doing nothing work related. You're not picking up calls from clients, you're not inquiring, you're not looking at emails, you're not doing anything. Sunday, I know sometimes people like to use that as their day of relaxation, reset, all of that stuff. But just find you some time throughout the week where you do nothing work related, where you just be lazy and you just relax and do something that you truly enjoy outside of your job. The next point is going to be to practice some type of self-care. So like I just stated, doing something that you truly enjoy, something that is going to help to take your mind off of whatever it is that you're dealing with at the time and just help you escape for a little bit. That could be journaling, it could be going for a run or a walk, exercising, possibly watching your favorite TV show. Could even be going to go get you some ice cream. Just anything where like you find yourself refilling and recharging yourself back up. That's what you want to do. Self-care is just so near and dear to my heart, because I literally see how it can be a life-changing thing for some people. I know it has for me, because I really was very neglectful when it came to taking time for myself at one point, and now I'm very intentional on making sure that no matter what, however much my schedule gets busy, I have to find time to do things for me, because if not, I'm gonna find myself in a place of burnout and tiredness, which we all gonna get there at one point, but if we can prevent it and kind of lessen the symptoms to get there, then why not do that, right? So make sure that you practice some self-care. Look into some new hobbies too, like things that you might be interested in, things that you've never done before, starting a cooking class, taking a bubble bath. Like self-care, I can go on and on and on about that or whatever, but if you guys want a little bit more in-depth on that, I do have a video on that where I talked about how to practice self-care. I did that a couple months ago, so I'll have that link down below if you're interested in that or whatnot. But anyhow, yes, make sure you practice some type of self-care throughout your week. All right, the next point that I would say is to speak up to somebody higher up than you. This could be your boss, or I don't know, like your supervisor, anybody else that is like above you in your company, or if you're the boss, then you definitely have to say so about this. But speak up to somebody else and let them know what you got going on. Let them know, hey, like lately I have been mentally drained, physically drained. Can I take a couple of days off work? Is there a way I can get my caseload lighting? Can somebody else take my cases for a little bit? You have to speak up and advocate for yourself, because if not, it's going to go on the wayside and nobody's going to know anything's wrong with you. Closed mouths don't get fed, right, as they say. So if you don't speak up and say anything, then how is the issue going to get addressed, right? And I know it's easier said than done, because I've been in situations where I've ran myself through the ground and kind of just dealt with it and dealt with it and dealt with it until, you know, my little situations happen. And so now I've gotten better at being able to speak up for myself, to say no when I feel like I'm too overwhelmed and I can't take on cases or whatnot, setting boundaries, just doing all of these various different things to make sure that I get what I need on the end of the deal too, because it's not just about your clients and your job, it's about your well-being. Because one thing about it, you know, companies always replace people, but you cannot replace this, okay? You can't replace your mental, and you definitely can't replace your physical if you allow it to get out of whack due to your job running you through the ground. So always make sure that you are speaking up and advocating for yourself when you notice that change and that you need a break. One of the last kind of tips that I would kind of like to just leave you guys with is doing a job switch or a position switch. Now when I say this, I'm not saying you have to completely get out of social work, but sometimes you find yourself in a rut. Like maybe you've been in mental health for a while and you're like, I'm kind of sick of mental health. I want to start doing direct care in the hospital or something like that, or I want to work in a jail now, or you want to work in a school, or even if you want to do like more macro type of social work where you're not working directly one-on-one with clients, you're more so in a community-based type of environment, so you don't have to feel like you're in people's face all the times and doing that direct care, which can sometimes be very draining. So again, this is like a far further fetched part of like preventing burnout. And if you find yourself already burnt out, like I think this is a great option for somebody that is like completely at their wits end and they are like ready to give up on social work completely. I definitely highly recommend changing your job or your position. If you're in a job where it's like flexible and there's different roles in that specific job, ask your boss, like, hey, can I see if I can work with documentation instead of working directly one-on-one with clients, like, you know, and maybe doing that for a couple of months will put you back in that mindset to be like, okay, now I can get back out here and work with clients one-on-one or whatever you was doing, you know, before you had your burnout or whatever. But I do think it is important to, you know, switch up your job or your positions every once in a while to kind of give you some type of fulfillment and to give you that momentum to keep going, because we all get bored with stuff after a while. So even if you got to pick up a hobby too, like on the side, just doing something where it's going to help to switch up your everyday routine so you don't feel like that burnout is continuing to, you know, go on. And lastly, which I already kind of spoke on this briefly, but is to always advocate for yourself. When you notice something is wrong with you, you're not feeling like you're getting the fair end of the stick, and this can be in the field, in life, in your internship, in your job, relationships, whatever. Advocate for yourself, okay? Don't ever allow nobody to get you to the point where you are literally find yourself sinking. Like, I highly recommend that. It's always best to recognize, like I said, the signs early and address it then, instead of waiting and thinking you can handle it, and next thing you know, you finding yourself about to drown because you like, oh, I thought I could handle all this, but this is too much. So definitely make sure that, like I said, you are just putting yourself as a high priority, because you deserve it. We all deserve to take time for ourselves, to love on ourselves, and to get the best out of life, which is, you know, being able to take a break, take a vacation. Like, who wants to work all the time? Like, you know, realistically, I definitely think we all look forward to vacations and things of that sort. It's almost like an incentive, as if we would give a client, like, at the end of the session, and you know, you give them candy, or if they know that they've done so many things in a session, maybe you might reward them with something or whatever that you do. I don't know. Same thing with your life. Like, if you know that you've knocked your reports out for the whole month, like maybe rewarding yourself and going and staying over the weekend, like out of town or something like that. So just doing little things to just spice things up and keep you going is the key to preventing burnout in the field. All right, y'all, and that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little spill on how to prevent burnout in the social work field. Comment down below what are some tips and suggestions of things that you did when you felt like you was burnt out, or you was finding yourself getting to that place, you know. And this could be like if you're still in school, if you are in the field, you've been in the field for years, you're just beginning out, like any walks of life, you know, write that down below. Or anybody also too who's not in the social work field, if you find yourself getting to a place where you were just completely depleted when it comes to your job in general, like comment down below, like what did you do to try to help get yourself out of that rut, you know. Let's get a convo going down below. Y'all know I love to ask a question at the end. If you made it all the way to the end of this video and you still ain't subscribed to the family yet, what are you waiting on? Click on that red subscribe button down below before I leave it out. Be sure to leave also some topics down below of things you want me to discuss on the social work series. And yep, that's it. So thank you guys again, like I said, for watching, and you already know I will see you in my next video. Bye, y'all.